Hey guys, Mitch here from Shark Leathers, introducing the SCS Bluetooth intercoms. Alright, we've got our S11. First thing I'm going to do is open this up and see what we got here in the box. Firstly, you got your intercom and camera. We've got our headset microphone, charging cable, mounting kit, and also a wired mic. So now that we've got our S11, we're going to mount it to this brand new helmet. So firstly, we're going to pull out the cheek pads just to make it easy and accessible for us. So first thing we'll do once these cheek pads and that are out, we'll grab the sticker pads for the headphones. Luckily enough for us, this helmet's actually lined in the material already that's going to stick to it, so we don't need it. But most helmets will still use these just on the earpieces where you would actually mount the headphones. So next thing we're going to do is grab our headphones and mic. So first thing I do is I always disconnect the mic, just make it a bit easier for yourself. They always come wrapped up, so once you undo this little wrap, you'll find you have one long cord, one short cord for the earpieces. Long cord goes on the throttle side, short cord goes on the clutch side. So I always start with the clutch side, that's just what I do. Mount it in just where your earpiece will go, and then grab the second one and mount the other side. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to install the microphone. For this helmet, I'm going to use the wired mic because it's a solid helmet. But if you had a modular helmet that flipped up or anything like that, I'd go ahead and I'd use the boom mic. So with the wired mic, you've got this little sticker pad here. With the boom mic, you can sort of stick it around here, so this little Velcro part here sticks inside there. With the wired mic, you'll see here, there's a little pad there. This just goes at the very end. All right, so we're just going to peel that little backing off and just put it right to the front here. So one of my little tips and tricks, I don't put this directly in front of your mouth. I'll put it to the side a little bit. That way when you're talking, there's nothing directly in front of your mouth. It sits to the side. I find it usually has a little bit more clarity. Secondly, we're just going to put the wired mic in there. And this comes back and will plug straight in to the spot that you unplugged the microphone before, just like that. All right, once we got all that in, what we're gonna do is we're gonna install our cheek pads back in. So some helmets can be a little bit funny with where the wires are. You'll see this has got a bit of a cutout there, so I'll run it through there. Some of them that are a bit more solid, what you can do is put a little slit in there. Otherwise, sometimes, because these can be quite sharp, can damage the cabling. So now what I've done, I've put the cheek pads all back together. I've put the cable in away nice and clean behind there, so it's all out of the way. And I've left myself a little bit of cord hanging out so we can still connect it to the mount. So that's going to be our next job, is going to be mounting the actual intercom and camera to the helmet. So you'll see on the back it's got a swivel plate. That's so you can also adjust it. So when you mount it onto your helmet, obviously every helmet's got a bit of different contour in that. You can make sure it's sitting at the right angle. So when it comes to mounting this one, we've got a few different mounts. So we've got the mounting clip, we've got the bracket, and we've also got a really strong adhesive on the back and doubling Velcro on the front. So again, depending on the helmet, will depend on which mount you use. So if you're using this one here, I usually put the rubber backing one on the back of it, just so when it connects to the helmet, it doesn't rub, it just gives that a little bit of grip so it doesn't slide around. So once we've done that, we've got the clip here, we've got the bracket. You'll see at the bottom, there's a bit of a hole. That just gets in there. It is a little bit tight, but don't stress. And just slides in and push down, just like that. All right, so when it comes to mounting this bracket now, so this has a twin shield system, so you can see this one slides back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mount it in front of this one, or you could use your sticker pad. So it's gonna slide down the inside of the helmet, you sort of give the bracket a little bit of a pull out, wiggle her in, and she'll sit down, just like that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get the intercom. You'll see on here there's a little tab down the bottom. That sits in there, it'll clip on, and then just on the tab, you sort of wanna pull it over and lock it in, just like that. By pushing that second lock over, it ensures the intercom's all locked in, not going anywhere. All we're going to do now is with the cord, plug it in, give it a nice push, nice and tight, and just like that, we've mounted the SCS S11 and camera Bluetooth intercom. So what these are for, luckily for us, this helmet doesn't really need it. So you see how the helmet's sitting there, the camera. If this was sort of sitting in a bit, what this does is it allows you to put little rubbers in place to sort of sit the camera at the right angle. So all you got to do is lift this up. You'll see there's a little hole there. That'll clip into this little slot back here, just like that, and then allows that to sort of sit at that angle. So you can see it's sitting a bit more out now. Like I said, luckily for us, we don't need this here, but that's what they're for. Now we're going to pair the SCS S11 to a phone. Simply get the S11 button, you want to hold this one down until you get that red and blue flash. Just like that. Once it's like that, go to your phone, click check your Bluetooth, you'll see it pop up. Simply click the S11, a few seconds just like that, she's connected. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pair these two S11 units together. So you're going to come up first and hold the S11 button down on one of the units until we get a fast red and blue flashing light. Just like that. Once we've done that, we're going to come over here, hold the helmet button down, the Bluetooth button, and we're going to wait until we get that slow blue and red flashing light, just like that. Once we've done that, you're going to leave it for a few seconds. They will connect to each other. Once they're connected, you are good to go, just like that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add a third S11 unit into the whole theory. So you want to start by turning this one on, just like we did the other ones. Turn it on just like that. We're going to come here, we're going to hit the helmet button, which is going to disconnect these two. Now that them two are disconnected, we're going to go through again, hit that S11 until you see that fast flashing light. Just like that, and then do the same thing we did for that one. Come here, hold the helmet button down, which you're going to get that slow flash. Once you're in this mode, these two units are going to want to pair. It's going to take a little bit of time for them to find each other. So now they've found each other just like that. You'll see all three are connected in a group pairing.